Hi there, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading. I'm Jude. This is for the week commencing the 6th of February. I can't believe it's the 6th of February already. And remember, you have free will, so whatever the cards or the messages are, you decide what you do with this information. And of course, being general, they may or may not resonate. So, just don't try and make it fit. I think there's a lot happening for you, Gemini. I'm going to start off by saying, with all these cards falling out. Okay, so the first part of the reading is looking at what's been going on for you. I can't remember what order they came in now, so that's all right. We'll just go with the story. So Gemini, the energy that you've been dealing with coming into this week, we've got the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Four of Cups. So I feel like for some of you, you're moving on from somewhere, possibly a workplace. I feel like you've been keeping your emotions fairly guarded, fairly close. I'm hearing that sort of expression, keeping your cards close to your chest emotionally. And you've been getting on with doing what you've had to do, which I feel like is the routine of daily life. But there's a sense here of, exiting very quietly, I feel, and moving on. And for some of you, maybe there was an offer made to you, but it's like you just weren't really open to it or interested. It was like, no. You've kept your heart quite protected in this. Okay, so if that's the energy you've been in, and that flew out, didn't it? What's the energy that Gemini are having coming this week? What's coming into Gemini's world this week, please? What's the energy that Gemini have coming in this week? The 6th of Feb. And we've got the full moon on the 5th of Feb. So, yeah, lots of big dynamic energies pumping around. Okay. So what we've got... Big card, big week, Gemini, according to these cards. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, the Chariot, the Five of Swords, the Devil, and the Death card. So the good news is you do start to move forward. There's a beautiful offer or new beginning or opportunity that starts off with the week. And the Ace of Pentacles is lovely energy. Aces are all about those new beginnings and how we go forward. The Chariot says you get your head and your heart lined up and you move yourself forward with kind of a bit of an inner discipline is the feeling here. The tricky part that I can see showing here for you, Gemini, is with the Five of Swords and the Devil energy together. So in the Devil energy, there's people are chained to this loop. And the chains are made up of our thoughts or our beliefs or our values. And they are often reflected by the lessons of the number 5 cards. And the number 5 card that's sitting here with it is the Five of Swords. So there's something in your thinking that's had you in a bit of a pattern or a loop where the Devil energy in the tarot talks about if it's a thinking or a behaviour or a pattern, it's really not for our highest good, but we're a bit unaware of it. So we do it unconsciously, which is the black background. And when we're doing these unconscious behaviours or thinking or patterns, we stay where we are energetically or in place because we're not aware of it. So the gift of the Devil energy is that he shines this torchlight down and says, hey, Gemini, have a look at these patterns or beliefs or values because they're keeping you in this loop. If it's a relationship, it's kind of like a codependent, narcissistic sort of energy where we're kind of maybe a little bit manipulated, but there's an unconsciousness to this. So it's something we're not really aware of. And because it's sitting with the Five of Swords, it tells me potentially, and it might be something to do with your thinking. And sometimes, there's an energy here where we can maybe self-sabotage ourselves a little bit sometimes with our thinking. So that would be an aspect for you to look at. And that gift is that it brings it into the light. And when it comes into the light and we can see it, then we get an opportunity to choose what we want to do with it. Do we want to stay in that pattern or do we want to change it? You've then got the Death card following it, and the Death card is all about change and transformation. So I actually think this is a bit of a gift in an odd kind of way for you this week, Gemini, because it's like something comes to light that lets you have a bit of a look at a pattern you've been running in your own thinking or behaviour or world, where you get a chance to do something different should you choose. As I said, you've got free will, so you'll decide what's right for you. But the Death card says that there is a transformation or a transition that's unfolding. Big cards. So is there a challenge in this? Yes, the way that shot out, I suspect there is a challenge. Is there a challenge for Gemini, please, next week? Can you show me, please? What's the challenge for Gemini? Thank you. So the challenge, Gemini, is showing up as the Three of Pentacles and the Empress. And the Three of Pentacles is about building something new. And again, it's Pentacles, so it might be a new workplace or a new environment. Maybe some of you might literally be building a house or a home, because we've got the Empress sitting here as well. But this is showing as a challenge. So the challenge is maybe even looking after yourself a little bit. Sometimes the Empress talks about our self-care and making sure that you are being looked after is the feeling I have with this, because it feels like others are going to require things from you, and it's important you look after your needs as well. And that's going to be a bit of a challenge, according to these cards and my feeling of them. So if that's a challenge for Gemini, what will help Gemini, please? What will help Gemini? What will help Gemini? This is big energy, Gemini, I've got to say. It feels, it feels like there's a big choice to be made. Underneath we've got the Seven of Cups, which is all about a choice. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, the Justice card, the Eight of Swords, and the Two of Cups. Good news is you come into balance or agreement or partnership. So by the way this plays out, it feels like you come to a happy agreement. But the way this helps you is there's a stillness and a sense here of working out what you really want, what's important to you, and where you actually want to be in 12 months' time. Like this time next year, where do you want to be sitting? Because what you do now and the choices and decisions you make now are going to set that up. You've got this pentacle that gets offered to you here, and it's this pentacle that's sitting here as well. So there's a decision to be made, and how you make that decision is what's going to help you. And the thing that shows in making this choice or decision is it's it's about speaking your truth, but it's also about being fair and balanced. For some of you, you might literally be dealing with a lawyer or some sort of legal advice or contract, or looking at the detail of things, making sure your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. But for others, you know, it might be throat chakra energy of talking your truth. And the Justice card always speaks about fairness and balance. So it's about setting yourself free in your thinking. Because it's almost like remember here we had this gift of looking at a pattern of thinking, because this is showing as well, you know, sometimes, Gemini, do you kind of get yourself locked into a little bit of a thought box, and it's your own thoughts, and of course this is general, so it may or may not resonate, but that's what I can see in these cards. And my sense of this, because these are the cards that are showing as what's coming in to help you, is it's like you're coming to balance with yourself about how you're going to do this and how you want to move forward, and really looking, you know, this sort of almost feels like a little bit of that sort of dark night of the soul energy, where we have to look at perhaps a shadow aspect of ourselves and think, you know, have I been running a bit of a pattern here, in terms of how I think about things? Because it showed up a couple of times that it's almost like you're thinking, gets you kind of caught in a bit of a bind. And the beautiful aspect of what this does to help you by seeing it and having a look at it is it feels like you then come into this beautiful balance with yourself, you know, of your masculine and feminine energies, and it's got a peace energy, and it also has a healing, you know, with the symbology here. This feels like it creates a sense of, the way I'm reading this, the feeling it's giving me is it creates a sense of healing within you, of bringing yourself into balance and clearing this energy for yourself, which is beautiful, which is self-care and building for the future in a really beautiful, empowered way. Okay, Gemini, I'm just going to close your reading out with a message from Spirit. So a message, please, for Gemini from Spirit. So this is a message for Gemini, please, from Spirit. Thank you. Oh, wow, Gemini. Oh, my gosh. The Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. I can't tell you how excited I feel for you. These are two aces, and you've got the Ace of Pentacles here on the table as well. Aces in the tarot are all about new beginnings, new energy, successful, new, inspired beginnings. So this is a new emotional energy and a new way of thinking and communicating, which I just want to say, it's like, congratulations to you for doing this work. It's self-work. Like I said, it's sort of like dark night of the soul in terms of a thinking pattern. And it's about you looking after you and coming into this balance. And then there's this absolute acknowledgement from Spirit that you get this beautiful emotional new energy and new way of thinking that feels, with that butterfly, I'm really drawn to the butterfly there, that this is really transformational. Wow. Oh my gosh, Gemini. Brilliant. Just tough going through there, but wow, what a journey and transformation this energy is showing itself to be, and new energies coming through loud and clear. Wow, Gemini. That's it for me. I hope you found this helpful or insightful in some way, shape or form. And if you enjoyed it, please like, share and subscribe. And if you want to pop something in the comments, please do. Yeah, I'd be really welcome to chat. All right. Have a great week. Bye from me.